Good morning, everyone. So today, as you saw, we are going to be learning about perimeter. So let me zoom you in a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. Last week, you reviewed area, which we did in the beginning of the school year. So today, we are learning about perimeter. So when we did area, we were counting up what was in the middle or the area that the shape took up. Now what we're going to do is we are learning about perimeter. So we want to count up how much is on the outside of the shape or the perimeter of the shape. So if we have a shape that is on graph paper, and hopefully you can see, what we're going to do is just use the boxes to figure out our number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count these. I see that here there's 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to label 3. And if you look up here, you have a key that shows you that one box equals 1 foot. So I'm going to label here that this is 3 feet. Now I'm going to label the next side. I count 1, 2. So I have 2 feet. And I'm gonna zoom you in as much as I can. We cannot forget this little ledge here. This counts as well. So I'm going to label that as 1 foot. My next side is another 2 feet. My bottom, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My next side is 2. Counting my little ledge again. I have 1, and my side here is 2 feet. Now, this looks like a lot of numbers, but don't be scared because this is very easy. The only thing that I'm going to do is count them all together. So I see that I have 3. Oh, let me put that a little bit higher. I'll zoom out a little bit so that you can see. Ooh. There we go. So I have 3 plus 2 plus the 1, not forgetting this little ledge, plus 2 again, plus 5, plus 2, plus 1, plus 2. Now, if I wanted to, I could make this easier for myself. And let me zoom you out a little bit more. I could make this easier for myself and put the numbers together. So I have 3, then I have 2, 1, 2, so I know that that's 5. I have another 5. I have the same on this side. That's 5. Either way is fine with me if you would like to write them all out, or if you want to put some of them together and make it easier for yourself, with whichever one is easier for you is fine with me. Now I'm just going to add them up. And I know that this equals, so I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. This would be the same, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. Just like area, we cannot forget to label. So let me just turn this a little bit this way so you can see. We cannot forget to label. So up here it told me that it was 1 foot. So my label is going to be feet. I can either write it FT as the abbreviation, or I can write it out, FEET. Whichever one is easier for you is fine with me. All right, so here I have another example for you. As you can see, the key up here says that each box equals 1 inch. So we know that that's going to be our label when we're finished. So what I'm going to do is count how many boxes and label. So I'm going to count this one is 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to label. If it's easier for you, you can start your inch labels when you're writing down your numbers so you don't forget. This one looks like it's 2. This one looks like it's 1. 1. Remember, we have to get every little nook and cranny. Let me see. I can zoom you in a little bit more so you can see better. Okay, now I'm gonna count the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches. I have 1 inch, 1 inch, and 2 inches. So there is my shape labeled. Now, all I'm gonna do is add them all together. So I have 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 equals 16. And my label, let me zoom you out a little bit. And my label is going to be inches. So as you can see here, we have this irregular shape that is already mapped out for you of what the measurements are. So all I have to do when I see this is add them together. Now, something that might be beneficial to you or help you do this a little bit faster is to find like numbers and add them together so you're not adding up a whole line of numbers. So I see here that I have 16, so that works for me, 16. I see here that I have 8 and 8, which I know equals 16. So I'm just going to add another 16. It's gonna make it easier for me. And you know what, I'm gonna stop there and I'm going to add that together. So I know that 16 plus 16 is 32. So now this will be easier for me to add. I see 32, I'm going to add 7. So I know 32 plus 7, 7, 8, 9. So I know this is 39. And then I'm going to add my last number, which is 9. So 39 plus 9 is going to be 48. And I cannot forget my label. So my label here we see is FT, which is feet. So I can either write out feet or I can use my FT abbreviation for the answer. All right, so here is another example. I hope you can see that. Okay, so this is another irregular shape. And I see here that my label is going to be an M, which is meters. So it's already labeled for me. All I have to do is add it together. So I see here that I have 2 6s, 3 6s actually, and I know that if I do 6 times 3, 1, 2, 3, that my answer is 18. So that's going to make it a lot easier for me. So I can either do 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 4 plus 4 plus 8, or I can make it easier by putting the numbers together. So I know that 6 times 3 is 18. I know 4 times 2 is 8. And then I have my 8 here. So now I'm just going to add them up. 18 plus 8 is 'So now I'm just going to add them up. 18 plus 8 is 26, plus another 8. Equals 34. And I cannot forget to add my label, which is an M, or meters. And so if I added up this, it would be exactly the same. So I have 6 plus 6 is 12, plus another 6 is 18. 18 plus 4, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, plus another 4, 23, 24, 25, 26. 26 plus 8, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So you come out with the same answer, just depends on which one is easier for you. Doesn't matter to me, either way you can get the answer as long as it's correct. And we can't forget to label, so I'm going to write my M there. Okay, so now that I gave you a couple of examples, I gave you 2 examples of how we do it using graph paper and 2 examples if your shape is already labeled for you with your numbers. So what I want you to do right now is to go ahead and go to Google Classroom, and you're going to click the quick check that says 16-1, and you're going to complete it. If you have any issues with it or you have any questions, please email me or text me on the dojo, and I can set up a time where we can go over it together. If not, just go ahead and do the quick check, and I will be able to check that and make sure you're doing everything correctly. And until I see you next time, good luck.